We're about to see what happens when one of the oldest and most influential stories ever written gets the Christopher Nolan treatment. In an era where Hollywood seems so short on original ideas that even adaptations are being adapted again, it's surprising that the Odyssey has rarely been brought to the big screen in a major way. On paper, this should have been the perfect combination. Nolan has spent decades proving he can take familiar ideas and elevate them into something unforgettable. For years, Christopher Nolan has been the exception in Hollywood. While studios chased franchises, celebrity culture, and social media trends, Nolan focused on storytelling. His films felt carefully crafted rather than manufactured. Whether it was The Dark Knight, Interstellar, or Oppenheimer, audiences trusted him to put the story first and ignore the industry's latest trends. He built a reputation for casting actors because they fit the role, not because they were popular online, and for making blockbusters that respected the audience's intelligence. That's why The Odyssey seemed like such a natural fit. One of history's greatest epics, in the hands of one of modern cinema's most respected directors, sounded like a recipe for a masterpiece. Then the trailer arrived. Almost immediately, something felt different. Even before the film had been widely seen, people began treating it as a symbol of everything they dislike about modern Hollywood. Ironically, the early reviews from critics have been overwhelmingly positive, with many calling it one of Nolan's strongest achievements. Yet the backlash online has been unlike anything the director has experienced before. The criticism isn't really about whether the movie itself is good. Most of the people reacting haven't even seen it. Instead, the trailer became a lightning rod for frustrations that have been building for years. For many viewers, the biggest disappointment is the feeling that Christopher Nolan has finally started playing by Hollywood's rules. The one filmmaker people trusted to stay independent suddenly appears to be embracing the same trends he spent years avoiding. Some of the controversy revolves around casting. Critics argue that certain choices feel driven more by marketing and modern cultural trends than by the historical setting of the story. Others point to the use of Emily Wilson's translation, claiming it changes the tone of Homer's original work. Whether those criticisms are fair or not, they helped shape the conversation long before audiences had a chance to judge the finished film. The trailer itself only added fuel to the fire. Normally, movie trailers are fairly forgettable. They follow the same formula: dramatic music, rapid editing, mysterious dialogue, and quick shots of the cast. This trailer, however, struck many viewers as strangely bland. Instead of inspiring excitement, it reinforced fears that this legendary story had been transformed into another generic blockbuster, filled with familiar faces. People weren't just criticizing individual scenes, they were reacting to what those scenes represented. Casting became one of the biggest talking points. Some viewers objected to actors they felt didn't fit the historical setting, while others questioned the inclusion of celebrities whose fame seemed more important than their acting ability. Travis Scott became one of the most discussed examples, with critics arguing that his presence felt like a commercial decision rather than an artistic one. Rather than helping the film, they believed it distracted from the world Nolan was trying to create. The same criticism extended to other members of the cast. Tom Holland and Zendaya have become two of Hollywood's biggest stars. But for some audiences, seeing the same celebrities appear in every major franchise makes it harder to lose themselves in the story. Instead of seeing ancient Greek heroes, they see famous actors playing dress-up. Whether or not that's a fair criticism, it speaks to a larger concern: authenticity. For years, Nolan built his reputation by making audiences forget they were watching movie stars. His best films immersed viewers so completely that the performances became the focus. The trailer for The Odyssey gave some people the opposite impression. They felt constantly reminded that they were watching celebrities instead of characters. Even the dialogue became controversial. Some lines sounded unusually modern, leading viewers to argue that they broke the illusion of an ancient world. While no one expects characters to speak in ancient Greek, many believe historical epics benefit from language that creates a sense of distance from modern life. When characters use contemporary expressions or accents, it can pull audiences out of the experience. These may seem like small details, but together they contribute to a larger feeling that something isn't quite right. For many people, movies used to be an escape. Historical epics transported audiences into another world. The concern isn't that every detail must be historically perfect, but that modern references, celebrity culture, and current trends increasingly take priority over immersion. That leads to the bigger criticism aimed at Hollywood itself. Many viewers believe today's blockbuster industry is driven less by filmmakers and more by executives, marketing departments, and shareholders. Every casting decision, every promotional campaign, and every creative choice feels designed to appeal to the broadest possible audience. Instead of asking what best serves the story, studios often ask what will maximize ticket sales. Whether that's true or not, the Odyssey has become a symbol of those concerns. The inclusion of major celebrities is viewed by critics as part of a wider strategy to make the film appeal to every demographic. Rather than assembling the perfect cast for Homer's epic, they argue the studio assembled the biggest collection of recognizable names available. This perception is especially disappointing because Christopher Nolan has spent much of his career resisting exactly this kind of filmmaking. His success proved that audiences would support ambitious, intelligent blockbusters that trusted the material. Seeing him associated with the same Hollywood trends many viewers dislike feels, to some, like the end of an era. That helps explain why the backlash has been so intense. Previous Nolan trailers generated overwhelming excitement. This time, much of the conversation focused on disappointment, skepticism, and jokes at the trailer's expense. Whether those reactions are justified is another question entirely. After all, trailers can be misleading, and many films have been judged far too early. It's entirely possible that the Odyssey will ultimately prove its critics wrong. Still, the conversation surrounding it reveals something important about the current state of Hollywood. More and more audiences are turning toward independent films because they believe those projects prioritize creativity over branding. Independent productions often succeed not because they feature the biggest stars, but because they offer fresh ideas and genuine artistic vision. In contrast, many blockbuster releases feel increasingly designed by committee, carefully engineered to minimize financial risk rather than maximize creative ambition. That's why this debate extends beyond one movie. The Odyssey is one of humanity's greatest stories, a tale of perseverance, sacrifice, temptation, loyalty, and the struggle to find one's way home. It has survived for thousands of years because its themes remain timeless. Many people hoped Nolan would deliver a definitive adaptation that honored those qualities while bringing something new to the screen. Instead, before most audiences have even watched the film, it has become part of a much larger cultural debate about Hollywood itself. If the movie succeeds, it may silence many of these criticisms, but if it falls short, it could reinforce the growing belief that even Hollywood's most respected directors can no longer escape the industry's influence. That, more than any casting choice or trailer controversy, is why so many people are paying attention. For many viewers, The Odyssey is no longer just another blockbuster. It has become a test of whether modern Hollywood can still produce ambitious, story-driven films without sacrificing authenticity in pursuit of mass appeal.